right, good morning. I'm calling case number D206173113C, Simpson versus Maxwell. Appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Oliver Melgar, bar number 10146, appearing unbundled for the plaintiff Gregory Simpson, who is present through Blue Jeans.
Thank you. Mr. Leventhal?
Morning, Judge. How are you today?
Doing great, sir.
Good. Todd Leventhal, 8543 on behalf of Ms. Maxwell. She is present. Be a Blue Jean like that.
All right, fantastic. Before we go any further, I want it to be known, I strictly enforce the rules. Oppositions, counter motions are supposed to be filed 14 days prior to or after being served with the motion. So that way there's an opportunity for a reply and me be able to read everything before a hearing. Okay? I'll forgive it this time, but I have not had an opportunity to read it because I prepare 7 days in advance. So, this is Mom's motion.
No, Dad's.
Nope, Dad's motion. Sorry, it is Dad's motion. So, Mr. Melgar, go ahead, please.
Yes, Your Honor, and I'll be brief since you've already read the motion. The defendant didn't answer. There was a complaint filed, and there's no answer. She was served properly. I think her excuse was that she didn't have the money to hire a lawyer. However, we would say, you know, that's not an excuse. There's programs that allow individuals to receive the help that they need free of charge. However, that being said, it's your decision whether to set that aside. We'll make argument on our motion. Yes, there's been a history. Both parents have been in and out of jail. My client was in jail for a year. The child was born. After the child was born, after he came out of jail, he was able to have contact with the child. The mother as well, she was on probation. She was put in a sober-link house. She has a history of drug use. My client has concerns that there's drug use going on in the home she's at. He would like her drug tested today. He is willing to pay for that, and if she comes back positive, that he be reimbursed. However, this is a case what's in the best interest of the child. The father has had contact, has shared custody with the mom. Just recently, 3 weeks ago, he had Thursday through Sunday. But this is a case where the father is saying that the mom limits his contact or takes away his contact just on her whim, just whatever she wants to do. If Dad was such a bad guy, you know, she wouldn't allow overnight. She wouldn't give him contact. She wouldn't do a shared custody arrangement with my client. We want what's best for the child, and he's not trying to take the child away from the mom, even though he defaulted her. He's not looking to take her custody away. What he's looking for is a joint physical custody arrangement that is set, so she can't come and take his time away. The father's currently working. I believe he filed a financial disclosure form. There's an R case already that determined child support. However, there's no determination of what the child custody, and outside of determination, there's a preference for joint physical custody, Your Honor. Today, what we're asking for is that the court grant a joint physical custody arrangement. Dad is looking from Thursday in the evening until Sunday in the evening, and then he's okay to get sent to mediation. And then this temporary schedule may be worked out in mediation and until we return, Your Honor, and I'll reserve any argument after opposing counsel.
Mr. Leventhal?
Thank you, Judge. Judge, obviously we don't default people if they're a few days late when it comes to custody issues. This is not a divorce. There's no money involved. This is a pure. So the default should, by order of law, be set aside. And the reasons for my client not getting a chance were outlined in my response. That's first and foremost. So I don't think that should be an issue. What is an issue is the timing. We've got Nicole, who's 7 years old. Gregory has had sporadic, if that, times with his daughter, mostly just Saturday and Sunday. That's all it's been. Until, Judge, I'm showing you what's been sent from the Office of the District Attorney. October 27th, 2020 was sent an order for Mr. Maxwell's child support to go from $100 a month, where he was paying $26 a week, up to $700 based on the fact that he's working, he's employed as a welder, he's making a good living. She is not employed, but October 27th, 2020. October 27th. When does he file this? He files this motion for joint custody a little over a month later because he was upset that his payments was going up. He filed it on 12/4. So 10/27, he gets notice his child support's going up. All of a sudden, 1 month later, he wants now joint custody. Why do you think he wants joint custody, Judge? You've been around for a minute or two. So have I. We all see this. This is playbook, textbook. Okay, dad comes in, doesn't want to spend any more money than he has to, has very limited time with his child for 7 years. All of a sudden, he's now got his foot in the fire with having to pay child support. He knows it. We all know it. We've seen this before. This is just one of the more obvious ones because of the timing issue. A month later, he files for joint physical. Counsel then says that my client is on drugs, she's this, she's that, but we don't want to take the child away from her. We just want joint. Why do you think he wants joint? Again, it's down to a money issue. Judge, what's been happening for 7 years is basically dad has come in and out. My client, I talked to her this morning, doesn't want to take away any time from him, but she would like to keep it the way it is, which is what it's been. He comes in on a Saturday, picks her up on a Saturday, drops her off on a Sunday or Friday night, and then drops her off on Sunday. She doesn't have a problem with that every other weekend, and then maybe during the week having some time with Nicole, like a Wednesday and a Thursday in the off weekends. That would be fine. I think that's something that's doable, that's been done. They can go to mediation all they want, but that's what she wants. It's every other weekend, and then Wednesday or Thursday on the weekends that he's not with Nicole. I would submit it on that, Judge. And obviously, there is this open district attorney, but we need to reevaluate what his financial affidavit said, which would probably be about that $700 mark, is where he would be at with the new formula on child support.
Real quick, Mr. Leventhal, what is your client on probation for?
My client is not on probation. I think what he's referring to was 7 years ago, when my client was on probation and Mr. Maxwell, I guess, was in prison at the time. She's not on probation right now. I think that's what he's referring to.
All right, I'm going to send her down for drug testing. Let's just be safe. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to send her down for drug testing. I want her there by 2 p.m. this afternoon. We'll.
Both parties, Judge?
What was that?
Both parties?
Do you want both parties?
I want both parties then.
Okay, then both parties are going to go down drug testing. Each of you are going to pay for the other one's drug test. I don't want the not being paid for as a reason why it didn't come back. Both of you are going to report by 2 p.m. this afternoon. I'm going to set aside the default because these issues do need to be tried on the merits of the case. I am trying to find out right now what Dad's recent TPO. You said about 700, so I'm showing that we've got a notice of a telephonic hearing, notice of a motion, but I don't see any new orders in here yet, so I'm not too sure about that.
He objected to the orders, Judge. That's why that's what the hearing is for.
Okay.
But that's what they came out with. Sorry.
But on his income, based upon his financial disclosure form and everything right now, his child support is going to be set at $654 a month. I am going to, hold it. No, never mind. Hold on. His child support should be set at $654 a month, but I am going to allow joint legal and joint physical custody temporarily because I don't have anything in the record that gives me any reason on why it should not be in that way. You know, and we've all seen plenty of cases where one parent does withhold the case or withhold the children. We've also seen plenty of cases where the other parent, they don't want anything to do with the child until it comes time to pay child support. So we're going to see which way it is through actions. The visitation is going to be from Thursday at 6 p.m. until Sunday at 6 p.m. temporarily. I'm going to send y'all down to Family Mediation Center to try to see if you can mediate a parenting plan and get this thing taken care of. Mom, why are you not working? You need to unmute.
Unmute.
I was a Teamster doing conventions when COVID hit.
Okay, well, there's no reason why you can't go out and look for a job. I want you to look for 10 different jobs. You do not have to be working in the same field. That way you don't lose your Teamster's position.
Okay.
All right? Right now, I'm going to assume that if you were working, you'd be making $2,000 a month. Okay? I'm going to impute an income to you.
Okay.
Your child support obligation at that would normally be $320. So you subtract the take $654 and subtract the $320. Child support obligation is going to be $334 a month.
Judge, I missed about 5 minutes of what you just said. I don't know. It said it was resolving issues.
What was that, sir?
This is Todd Leventhal. I didn't hear about the last 3 minutes of what you said. The little thing was going around saying resolving issues.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. Which was the last thing you heard?
I heard you tell Mom that she needed to get a job.
Okay. She needs to get a job. I'm imputing an income of $2,000 a month because if she was working minimum wage at 7-Eleven, she'd be close to $2,000 a month. So I'm going to impute that. The 16% of $2,000 is $320. You subtract that from $654, it's going to be $334 a month for Dad to pay to Mom for child support. Did you get Dad's visitation at Thursday at 6 p.m. to Sunday at 6 p.m.?
No, ma'am, but can I ask you if you would allow for my client to have at least 1 weekend a month with her child?
She's not working right now, so no. If she was working and that was her only days off, then I would consider it, but she's not working right now.
I don't want to argue, but you just told her to go get a job. So now her job is going to be working to find a job.
Yeah, but most of those you do it online.
So you're telling her to get a job, and then when she gets a job, you're going
Then
to
we will
withhold her
revisit
child
it.
support.
We're going to be back in 6 weeks. This is for 6 weeks. Let's see how well they can co-parent together. Co-parenting is actually working out a schedule that's best for the child. So let's see how they can do it. I would in the future, if y'all can't work out a schedule, I will give her 1 week in a month, but I will also give makeup time in the middle of the week so that Dad still has at least 3 days every week.
I just proposed that, though. I'm asking for 1 weekend. I think that's what's in
Your Honor, in the drug test, can we have that if either party doesn't show up to the drug test, that it counts as a violation?
Absolutely, I will deem it dirty if you do not show up by 2 p.m.
You want us to prepare the order, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
Will do.
Mr. Leventhal to sign off on it. Well, return date.
March 22nd at 11:30 a.m.
Are y'all available?
I couldn't hear that.
March 22nd at 11 a.m.
11:30.
Or 11:30, sorry.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Leventhal, are you available?
Yes, I'll be available.
Dad, what other days would you have, so that Mom can have quality time and not just school time with the child? What other days would be good for you?
Any, Your Honor. I'll make it work.
You'll make it work. You'll have the responsibility for schooling and all this other stuff.
I totally understand.
Okay, then we're going to give Mom that 1 weekend a month. I was hoping you'd chime in and say, please let her have it, but you didn't. So we're going to go ahead and give her that 1 weekend a month. I'm going to give Mom the third weekend of every month. And we're going to let Dad have Tuesday at 6 p.m. until Friday at 6 p.m. during the week prior to. So Dad would have Tuesday through Thursday, then Mom would have that weekend. And then go back to Dad having his Thursday through Sunday on the following weekend. Okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Melger, prepare the order, please.
Will do.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye.
You too. Okay, we're on the record in case number D 20617-313C, Simpson versus Maxwell. Appearances, please, beginning with Mr. Melgar.
Good morning, Your Honor. Oliver Melgar, bar number 10146, appearing unbundled for Gregory Simpson, who is present through Blue Jeans.
Thank you. Mr. Leventhal?
Good morning, Judge. Todd Leventhal on behalf of Miss Maxwell. She's also present via Blue Jays.
All right.
Bar number 8543.
Thank you. I have a problem with Miss Maxwell going to her own private testing place.
You know, Judge, that's my fault because it wasn't told on the record. It was written in the minutes after I saw it, but it was not on the record exactly where she needed to go.
The referral we
So
sent you was to ATI. She's going to go to ATI so that we can get both hair and urine. It's always hair and urine.
Well,
So
that's fine. But she called me after. I'm just putting on mine.
Correct. I understand.
Myself. Yeah, and I told her, listen, I don't know where exactly to go, so go get it done before 3, no
Yeah.
matter what. And so
Yeah.
that's why she did what she
All
did.
right. Well,
It was negative, and I understand the court wants
Yeah.
to send her, but that's
Yeah,
all.
it's-
Don't put that on her.
Yeah, it is going to. I do want her to go back, and I want her to go to ATI. You know, because ATI knows exactly what it is that the court is wanting. Sorry, Miss Maxwell, but you know, I need to make sure that everything across the board is as it is. We are going to come back because it's going to take them real fast. They're real fast at getting it done. Next week.
Your Honor, I'm out of town next week. I
No,
apologize.
I'm going to make you come and do it because I like looking at you. Sorry. Okay. Week after then.
We can do it Monday, April 5th at 10 a.m.
Look if I'm
And
available.
Judge, ATI, where is that located? Is that on what street? Do you know where
That's
that's at?
down here on Pecos. We'll send you
That's on Pecos.
we'll send you the referral and the map. She will have. You don't have a map?
You want me to do when you went today?
Yeah.
We will. We'll send it to you.
Okay, we'll get that sent to you, sir. You'll have 2 hours from the moment that. Let me see. It's 11. It's 11:30 right now. So let's give her until 3 p.m.
Okay,
Yes,
you're
she
going
may
to send me
have-
that, right?
So what was that, sir?
Todd Leventhal. You're going to send that to me right now?
She's got to get it filled out, and then she's going to have to be able to run into her office to get it done. So it will be probably within the next 30, 45 minutes.
Okay. It makes,
And Your Honor, there has been a few issues since the last court hearing that we could just maybe easily fix. There was questions about the pickup and drop-off location. If we could have somewhere set for that, because there's been problems between the parties of when or who. If we have a location, Your Honor, a set.
Okay, where does your
pickup
client,
location.
what part of town does your client live in?
Kristen?
What part of town do you live in, Greg?
I live out in Centennial Hills, Your Honor.
What part of town does Kristen live?
Washington and Decatur.
Washington, Decatur, and then Dad lives Centennial Hills. What is halfway in between the two places? Because I really don't, you know, I don't want the. I would normally say here at the courthouse, but that puts Dad driving clear over here. Does your client have a problem driving over to the courthouse to do the child exchange?
Greg, is there someplace in the middle where you guys could do the exchange?
What about with Craig and Decatur? Will work for her. That's fine.
Somewhere around Craig and Decatur? Yeah. Okay. Craig and Decatur, you have an El Pollo Loco, don't we? Nope, that's not Craig and Decatur. That's Simmons, or not Simmons. Oh, one of those streets that goes through there.
Kristen, is that okay? Craig and Decatur?
It's, you got a couple of grocery stores. There's a Sonic sitting there. There's an Albertsons sitting there. You can do it in the parking lot there at Albertsons. It's public,
Okay.
and you can also videotape the child exchanges.
Kristen, is that okay? You know where that Albertsons is?
I do, the issues were that she has dance class at 6.
Okay, what time's the
And
dance
the
class
problem
out?
with that,
Then why don't Dad pick her up from dance class?
the problem with that is, well, the problem with that is that Mom unilaterally enrolled her into a dance class without the consent of
When
the dad.
did she?
Right
When
in
did
the middle
she?
of this,
When did she put her in dance class?
just recently, Your Honor.
How
I believe it was
recently is
right after
recent?
court.
Was it
February 6th.
February 6th? When were we in here? January 26th. All right, that was joint legal custody. What are you doing putting her in dance class that interferes with Dad's time?
She's been in dance classes before this. That's just the new studio, and he knew about it, and he was fine with it.
Mr. Melgar,
Huh?
discovery is open, so you can go ahead and subpoena when the dance class was signed up. Dad can pick the child up from dance class.
Okay.
Where's she appear? Where's her dance class?
Right now, she's switching studios to be closer to Dad's house, but
Good.
right now it's on Hader and Sahara.
Okay, Decatur and Sahara for right now. As soon as she moves to where it's closer to Dad, we can just say that Dad picks up on Thursdays at dance class. Does she have dance on Tuesdays also?
It changes, I mean, when she starts her new studio, it'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay, so she's got it 3 days a week.
4.
4 days a week. I can't count today. You know, I'm having a problem with math here. I don't have enough fingers sometimes when I'm busy. Okay, so right now, Tuesdays and Thursdays, she's in dance class. So Dad can pick up from dance class all the way through. And then when it's time for you to pick up, y'all can meet at the Albertsons.
Okay.
All right. And
And the only other issue, Your Honor, is the child's attendance. Mom's been taking her out of school without father's consent to doctor's appointments, dental appointments, and the father would like to be notified of this before, so that he could possibly join those as well, those appointments as well, and try not to pull the child out of school to do so.
all right.
Judge, she had some emergency doctor's appointments with her fillings.
All right.
So it was an emergency. It was one time.
All right. Well, let's start communicating with either Talking Parents or our Family Wizard. Any emergency or anything like that should have been communicated to Dad. Even if it was by a text message. Hey, feelings are falling out. Got to take her to a dentist. So, but we're going to start communicating. I'm going to let y'all choose Talking Parents or our Family Wizard. One costs more at one point than the other one does, and then costs more the other way around.
Any other emergency issues, Mr. Melgard, other than the dancing and the doctor's appointment?
Well, it was that, and I think it was the dyslexia appointment. She made an appointment for an evaluation of dyslexia without communicating with her client.
Whose phone? Okay. I've got a partial parenting agreement sitting here. Do y'all still agree to it? Holidays and stuff like that?
The only issue was Christmas, Judge.
All right, let me turn around and
I
take
think
a
it was
look.
Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Let me take a look.
I'm sure
Yeah,
Christmas.
Christmas and Thanksgiving
Christmas.
were the only issues left.
Oh, all right. Who wants the first half of Christmas break? Who had Christmas
I'll take it,
last
man.
year? Who had Christmas last year?
Mom did.
Okay, Dad, you're going to get Christmas this year. Okay, we're going to split the holiday equally in half. Dad, you're going to get the first half this year. Mom will get second half. Next year, Mom will get first half. Dad will get second half. Thanksgiving, Mom gets Thanksgiving this year. The entire week. Next year, Dad will get the entire week. Did we get to spring break in there?
I believe everything else was done except Christmas, Thanksgiving,
All right, let's
and
see if
time
we.
shift.
All right, and then no doctor's appointments without notifying Dad. You don't get to pick a specialist without notifying Dad and discussing it with Dad. Dad has a right to make choices as well. Dad, do you oppose who she's taken the child to see for dyslexia?
As long as it's in my network and that she's willing to pay if it's out of network.
Okay, if you choose.
I carry your insurance.
Okay. All right, so, Mom, if you choose somebody that is not in Dad's network from this point forward, you will be solely responsible for the costs. So you need to clear this stuff with Dad so that he is equally responsible.
She's
Okay.
still covered. And
Now, if he does not have anyone in network that will cover an area, then you both will still share the cost, but you must stay in network if possible. Anything else until we come back?
No, Your Honor.
All right, what date were we coming back?
April 5th at 10 a.m.
See, I forgot to write it down. That's not next week? No, that's not next week. All right, I'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Someone's driving. All right, good morning. We're on the record in case number D20617-313C, Simpson versus Maxwell. Appearances, please, beginning with Mr. Milgard.
Good morning, Your Honor. Oliver Melgar, bar number 10146, appearing unbundled for Greg Simpson, who is present through Blue Jeans.
Thank you. Mr. Leventhal.
Good morning, Your Honor. Todd Leventhal on behalf of Miss Maxwell. She's present on Blue Jeans. I apologize I was late. I'm in court in Lovelock, Nevada.
Oh, wow, that's why you're wearing a coat.
Yes.
Is it
Quite
cold up
cold
there?
out here.
Is it?
It's nice. It's all right. I was up in Tahoe this weekend. It was snow, but it's nice up there.
Okay.
But then I drove out here for a sentencing hearing, and it's good. It's good to get away. It's nice.
Okay.
I got my boots on. Got my boots on, Judge.
Good. Fantastic, because you need them.
Yeah, you do.
Your client never showed up to ATI for her drug testing.
I heard, and she was under the misunderstanding that she had to pay for it, and she didn't have the money apparently. And so when I spoke to her, she was crying, and I said, "Listen, you needed to go." And I said, "The judge told you." She said she didn't understand that. So I told her I don't know what the court's going to do with that. She's taken one test already that was negative, but it wasn't at the place that the court wanted it.
Yeah, and it
And
didn't
she-
include the hair. And now
And it
at
didn't
this
include the hair.
point, she's had enough time to try to get her hair cleaned out and everything, and I'm not liking this.
No,
This
I
is
don't
6
know.
weeks. So I think I'm going to deem her dirty, and she's going to have to go in the patch program.
Is there a cost to the patch program for her?
There is. I'm not sure what it is. And I recognize the fact that she's not working, but there's plenty of jobs out there. The economy is opening back up, and there's really no excuse for her not to be working.
I don't know if it's that easy, but yeah, if the court needs to put her on a patch program for a little bit amount of time, that's fine. It's just she doesn't have the money. She couldn't pay for the drug test. She's not going to be able to pay for the patch. So if they're going to require it up front, I mean, she's not working, but my suggestion is, I mean, if you need her on the patch program, fine. Her mom told her that she could borrow the money from her mother, but if the court wants her to go on the patch, that she's going to come up negative. She already has. That's fine. But if the court needs her to go test again today, I know that she was on the phone with her mother, and her mother said, "I'll loan you the money," but that's what she thought.
Well, her mother could have loaned her the money last week, and then I wouldn't be having these doubts. I'm having serious doubts about your client, Mr. Leventhal. I mean, it was very clear she had to go that day, and I mean, you keep taking the blame for your client. And and I love it because I used to do the same thing, but you can't do that on this one. I made it very clear she had to go that day. And that if she couldn't afford it, she needed to leave a sample. We discussed that.
Understood. And so I'm at the court's mercy on this one. Whatever the court wants to do, I totally understand.
Well, temporarily, I'm going to put her on. I'm going to give Dad sole legal, sole physical custody, and we're going to do the patch program. We're going to start out for 6 weeks. I'm not going to do the 12 weeks like we normally do. I'm only going to go 6 weeks because her urine was negative for drugs, but there are some drugs where if you miss, 4 or 5 days, then it's going to clean up. So, we're going to do the patch program for 6 weeks. The 6 weeks will start at the time that she's able to afford to pay for it weekly.
Okay. You understand, Ms. Maxwell? Can you hear me?
Kristen, do you understand? I'm not sure why Kristen's not responding.
I'm not either. And so I kind of need her to respond because I see her there.
Yeah, she's on there, but, she's not there by video. Kristen, are you able to appear by video?
Maybe the court can unmute her.
No, we don't have her. We don't have her muted. She's got herself muted.
I know the court has the power to unmute.
Well, we can only unmute if we've muted them, which I've had to do a couple of times. I've had a couple of unruly attorneys.
My only concern, Judge, is that if she's not responding, I don't know if she's listening. And if she's not listening, then I can't enforce, or I can't have her do what the court is just telling her to do. Okay. So I see her there, but do you want me to try to call her?
Yeah. Try and give her a call because we need to make sure she understands what the orders are. Mr. Simpson, do you have your? Okay. Do you have the baby today? You're muted.
No, Your Honor. I returned her yesterday at noon for Easter.
Okay. All right. Well, I want you to go pick her up as soon as you can. She's in your
Okay,
care.
how does
Mom's going. Do you trust her mother enough to supervise any visitation?
That's fine.
Do you trust her mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That way we won't have any costs. So do you? Her mother would have to be with her 24/7. So do you want us to go ahead and just keep the schedule as it is right now? But the child's staying with grandma, or do we do what? Mom better than I do. What do you want me to do?
I just wanted to get her stuff to get cleaned up and whatever's going on, just get that all squared away.
Okay.
No, Greg. She wants to know a schedule right now. Temporarily, she needs a schedule.
Yeah, temporarily I need a schedule.
What days are you going to allow her visitation? What days are you going to allow her visitation supervised?
The weekends are fine.
The weekends are fine. Well, is she signing?
Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just talked to her on the phone. She's going to get out, get back in, and I have not been privy to anything that you guys have been talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're just trying to figure out a schedule and how we're going to allow the visitation and stuff like that. That's what we're trying to figure out here right now.
Okay. Well, I was just talking to her on the phone, so I got out of it, and then she's trying to get back on. She got kicked out, apparently. She couldn't hear anything.
Oh, okay. So, Dad, so you're working on weekends?
No, I mean, I have everything set up for her. If she went for whatever days that she's with me, I am off on the weekends.
All right, because she's going to be back in person school. What, tomorrow?
Correct.
So I want to make sure you have quality time as well.
Okay.
So, Greg, that doesn't give you any weekend time. So would it be better for her maybe to have every other weekend?
Yeah, that's fine. That'll work. Or since she's not working, she could take a couple days on the week.
Yeah,
In the week, that's fine.
Well, we need to find out what days her mother's going to be available. Mr. Leventhal, we're going to allow Kristen's mom to be the supervisor.
Okay, that's good.
You know,
I
that
know
way
Kristen's mom.
that way she can have overnights and everything, but her mother will need to understand that, you know, if she needs to run to the store, child goes with her, not stay with mom.
Understood, Judge. That's for 6 weeks, and I understand.
Yeah.
And her mom is, I know her mom, and her mom is straight up, very
Okay.
nice
All right.
woman. But, Your Honor, if the court is going to, the court I don't have a problem with it. Is it just weekends? I mean, if you want to switch it, it was mom had all week, and then dad had the weekends. Mom had 1 weekend a month. That would be an even switch. Just switch mom to dad and dad to mom. Dad now has during the week, so he's responsible for getting kids to school, and then mom will have the 3 weekends. Third weekend being dad.
What do you think of that, Dad?
I would rather her be with her mom during the week, since I'm off on the weekends and I get to spend time with my daughter. She's going to be in school throughout the week, Your Honor.
Yeah, but this is going to be the only time that mom does have with the child.
Okay, that's fine.
No, Your Honor. What he was telling me before this is that they were coming to some type of agreement where it was like the dad would have like Wednesday through Friday, and mom would have Monday through Wednesday, and then they would rotate every other weekend. That was the type of agreement they were looking for. And if the mom's going to supervise, then I don't see why they couldn't start doing that now.
Okay.
Where the dad would have Wednesday through Friday, mom would have Monday through Wednesday, and then they would rotate.
Okay, when you say rotate, what do you mean by rotate?
So one weekend, dad would have the child. The other weekend, mom would have the child. Then the next week, dad. Then the next week, mom.
So it's kind of like it's kind of like on a. Oh boy, that's going to be very confusing because I'm sitting here trying.
It's just mom has Monday through Wednesday. Dad has Wednesday through Friday every week, and then every weekend they rotate.
Okay, then it's kind of like a Lindkite schedule.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, I don't. Mr. Levin, has Kristen signed back in yet?
No, Judge.
Okay, she is not signed back in yet.
Can I-
Yes.
She has now. Okay,
But I
she
can
has now. Hold
explain
on.
to her, I will.
Hold
Okay.
on. We're getting her in.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't know what happened, Mr. Leventhal. You muted yourself, or did we mute him accidentally?
No, I'm here.
Okay, all right, you're
I'm
there.
here.
Miss Maxwell, you there? Miss Maxwell? Mr. Leventhal, we still cannot hear your client.
Kristen, are you there? We see you're on. Unmute. Okay, I see she's there, so she can hear you. She just can't
Okay, all right.
maybe speak.
All right. The mom is going to need to undergo the patch program for 6 weeks. Until she can start through complete, Dad's going to have sole legal, sole physical custody, but maternal grandmother is allowed to babysit. We're going to go ahead. Dad was talking about how y'all were discussing the that schedule where you alternate the weekends, and one of you have Monday, Tuesday, into Wednesday, then Wednesday into Friday. I'm going to allow y'all to do that.
And it's at 6 p.m. Your Honor.
And the exchange will be at 6 p.m. Mr. Leventhal, I'm going to need you to check and make sure that Grandma is able to do that. And if not, we'll have to figure out something else, okay?
I will
can't-
speak to her today.
You'll speak to, okay, fantastic, because we want to make sure that it's good. Okay, and then we'll come back in 6 weeks. If mom has not been put to patch on for any length, for most of it at least, please do a stipulation to continue it out for however long we need for her to have that 6 weeks completed.
Does the court require her to go somewhere specific to get the patch program?
We wanted at options because they know the reporting requirements.
Got it. I will make sure she goes to options.
Date's May 18th at 10 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our return date will be May 18th at 10 a.m.
Yes.
At 10 a.m. I said babysit, but it's not babysit, it's supervise. Sorry about that. You know, when I'm thinking of a young child, I automatically think of babysitters, so I apologize for that. Your client does not need a babysitter, Mr. Leventhal.
We'll prepare the order, Your Honor.
All right, I appreciate it. I had something that popped into my head, and it went right back out. So we will hopefully get everything going or finalized here in 6 weeks.
Judge, it's very difficult to deal with someone who's got an unbundled attorney because I don't know who to deal with. Now, I know that my client came to me and said that they were talking.
Yeah.
But because Mr. Melgar is unbundled, I don't necessarily, and then he files a motion to withdraw every time.
Yeah.
So who am I going to
Yes,
be
you
dealing
can
with
talk
if they
directly
come
to
to?
you can talk directly to him until I typically just get paid to go to the hearing, so you could talk directly to him.
Well, Mr.
Okay, that's good to know.
Melgar,
So I would be.
don't you get out this time until you give me an order.
Okay. Well, if you read my notice of withdrawal, in the language it says I will still prepare the order. I'm
All right,
withdrawing
well, I
it.
don't want you to
That's-
withdraw until that order is done.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
And I need Mr. Simpson. I need his phone number to discuss with him whatever negotiations they want to do.
Okay, his phone number is 702.
I can speak to him directly. He won't be represented by Mr. Melgar.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Melgar.
All right. Hopefully we can come to an agreement and get this thing and everyone's satisfied here, with the 6 weeks. Because
Hopefully, Judge. Have a great day.
all right, y'all have a good
Thank
day.
you, Your Honor. All right.
Take
bye.
care.
Thank you. Okay, we're back on the record. Mr. Leventhal, your appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Todd Leventhal, bar number 8543, on behalf of Kristen Maxwell. She's present in my office.
Fantastic, and welcome. Mr. Simpson, how are you doing today? You need a
Doing good. How you doing, Your Honor?
Okay.
Excuse me. My attorney was in the other waiting room. I don't know what happened when we went to
Well,
the breakout
who
room.
is your attorney? Because, unless we're notified a lot quicker, we don't know who it is. Who is it? Melgar.
Oliver Melgar. Yep.
Oliver.
Is he gonna?
Yep, he's down there. We're bringing him in now, sir.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Melgar, I need your appearance for the plaintiff, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Oliver Melgar, bar number 10146, appearing unbundled for Gregory Simpson, who is present through Blue Jeans.
Thank you. Okay, this is the options results return. Are you ready for the surprise?
Yes, Your Honor.
She has restarted for the 3rd time. She is testing dirty for meth each time.
I would note that the levels have gone way down.
The levels have gone down, they're there, but they keep restarting her, so let's see if we can continue that trend, and hopefully it's down to nothing at some point.
And Your Honor,
Yes, sir?
the problem we had is that from the start, this was a problem.
Yep.
He wouldn't have agreed to the joint physical had he known that she's using meth. And yes, Your Honor, you granted sole legal, sole physical custody at the last court hearing, but then gave her supervised visits as if it's joint physical.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's not taking this serious.
Yeah, well, she's not, so I'm cutting her down. She's only going to get 2 hours for 2 days. We'll still continue using her mom as a supervisor. So which 2 days works best for everybody?
The weekends would be the
Hey.
best.
What was that?
The weekends would work best.
Weekends would does it work good for mom?
Weekends work for you? Does it work for you? Yes.
Okay, we're going to let her have Saturday and Sunday. She's going to be with her mother, so we will go with 4 hours each one of those 2 days.
Is there a specific time that works best for her?
Mr. Leventhal, what time works best for her?
Eat her. What time works then? Afternoon, Your Honor. 12 to 4.
12 to 4 sounds good. What's mom's income?
She's not working. She doesn't work, Judge. And she's been looking for a job.
She's looking for a job. Okay, well, she's already paying for the patch program. Dad no longer pays any child support. And at this point, we're going to work on trying to get mom clean before we even start thinking about putting her on child support, because she needs to put the money into it. I want her to start doing counseling with her options. She needs help. And I don't appreciate being blamed for her being put on supervised visits to start with.
I'm not sure what that means. What do you mean? Who's blaming?
Well, word got back that she was complaining that first I sent her to the wrong place to be drug tested, and then I caused her to be deemed dirty because she couldn't afford the drug test.
Well,
She's deemed
where did
dirty.
that word come? Where did that word come back from? Because I don't.
That's from, don't worry, things get back to me. So,
No, I worry
just wanted
if
to
the
point
court
that out.
is. No, I worry if the court is entertaining suggestions without counsel being present. Of course, I worry about that.
Well, there is only one person. When someone told me that this was posted on Facebook, and there was only one person who went to the wrong place to be tested, so it was easy for me to deduce who it was.
Well, Judge, I can tell you that he also didn't know where to go. He just got lucky by going to the place that he went. He's admitted that in text messages. We didn't know where to go. Nobody knew. It wasn't there.
Everybody here knows the only ATI that the court will use is the one over here by the courthouse. They use ATI so that it gets reported to the court directly from them.
No one blamed you.
We emailed you the document that showed you where you were supposed to go. So I don't want to hear that excuse. You have been working with the courts. I am talking right now. You have been working with the courts long enough to know exactly where the people go. So I don't want to hear that excuse.
Your Honor, I take full responsibility and the blame for not informing my client on where to go, but that's not her fault, and no one blamed you. It's on me. I didn't tell her where to go because we didn't get the word back.
Well,
so I'm taking responsibility for that, and I have from the beginning.
All right. Well, I'm letting you know right now at this point. She is the one who tested dirty for meth. She is on supervised visits for her own actions.
I agree with you.
We're going. I know. She has restarted. We've got 2 patches that is in testing right now. Hopefully, they're both. One of them will come back with minute traces in it, and then the next one hopefully will be totally clear. I'm not liking her having to restart. I think we start with 6 weeks on this.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we're going to go for the full 12 weeks now.
And we'll prepare the order, Your Honor.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Oh, we need to come back in 3 months. Or, no, let's make it 2 months. August.
August 12th at 9 a.m. Judge.
We're going to come back to August 12th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I hope you don't think I was disrespectful. I didn't mean to be. I
Oh,
apologize.
no, sir. No, sir. I know you. Sometimes you get extremely frustrated, you know, when things kind of go south. I understand that, sir.
Okay.
You know, I don't know how many times I've overtalked the judge myself. So, you know, no harm.
Okay, very good. Have a great day.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day, too.
Have a good day. Bye.